Two leaders, two monsters, two men who shaped The Walking Dead in ways no one could forget. Negan, the charismatic tyrant with a bat named Lucille, versus the Governor, a wolf in sheep's clothing with a town under his thumb. Who truly defined villainy in the apocalypse? Let's break it down. Entering the story with a bang, literally, Negan's introduction is unforgettable. His casual demeanor as he delivers the lineup speech, followed by the shocking deaths of Glenn and Abraham, cemented him as one of the most iconic villains in TV history. It's a masterclass in tension and character establishment. The Governor's introduction is slower and more nuanced. He's portrayed as a benevolent leader initially, but the facade quickly crumbles, revealing his manipulative and violent tendencies. Negan's entrance is louder and more impactful, whereas the Governor's is subtle and chilling. A former gym teacher and loving husband, Negan's backstory, revealed in Here's Negan, adds a layer of tragedy. The loss of his wife, Lucille, to cancer during the apocalypse drove him to adopt his brutal philosophy of survival at any cost. Philip Blake's backstory, explored in the comics, paints him as a broken man trying to hold on to a semblance of family. His inability to let go of his zombified daughter, Penny, highlights his descent into madness. Negan's backstory makes him relatable despite his brutality, while the Governor's is more tragic and twisted. Negan's leather jacket, red scarf, and Lucille are instantly recognizable. His design exudes confidence, control, and charisma. The Governor's design is less flamboyant, but the eye patch he gains later in the series adds a menacing touch. His appearance is more understated, reflecting his manipulative nature. Negan's bold design makes him more iconic, while the Governor's is understated but effective. Charismatic, humorous, and terrifying, Negan's personality is a mix of contradictions. He's capable of unspeakable cruelty, but also has moments of genuine care and vulnerability. The Governor is colder and more calculated. His charm feels more forced, and his true self is much darker and more unstable. Negan's personality is more dynamic and engaging, while the Governor's is more chilling.
Lucille is thirsty. She is a vampire bat.
Negan's lines are often humorous, sharp, and laced with menace. His speeches, especially during tense moments, are memorable and full of personality.
Take the hit so that you don't ever forget. You kill or you die.
The Governor's quotes reflect his worldview, bleak and ruthless, with little room for nuance. Negan's quotable one-liners stand out more than the Governor's grim proclamations. Negan's depth emerges through his arc of redemption and introspection. His guilt, especially over Glenn's death, humanizes him, turning a villain into a layered anti-hero. While the Governor has depth, it's largely confined to his tragic past and obsessive tendencies. His lack of significant growth makes him feel more static. Negan's evolving character arc provides greater depth compared to the Governor's relatively flat trajectory. His motivation is rooted in a twisted sense of order. Negan genuinely believes his authoritarian rule is necessary for survival in the apocalypse. His methods, though brutal, stem from a belief that the ends justify the means. The Governor is driven by personal tragedy and a desperate attempt to recreate the life he lost. His obsession with his zombified daughter Penny exemplifies his inability to move forward and highlights his tragic flaws. Negan's motivation feels more rational and pragmatic, while the Governor's is deeply emotional and personal, making both compelling for different reasons. While initially portrayed as a cold and sadistic leader, Negan's emotional range expands significantly over the series. His guilt over his actions, moments of vulnerability, and attempts at redemption make him a well-rounded character. Governor's emotions are often buried under his cold exterior, but they emerge in bursts of rage and desperation. His emotional instability, particularly regarding his daughter, makes him unpredictable but less relatable. Negan's emotional journey is more dynamic and relatable, while the Governor's is more static and unsettling. Negan thrives in his interactions with others. Whether manipulating Rick's group or bonding with Carl, his relationships showcase his complexity. His charm allows him to form unexpected connections. The Governor's dynamics are defined by manipulation and control. He rarely forms genuine connections, instead using people as pawns to further his goals. Negan's ability to form multifaceted relationships gives him the edge. Jeffrey Dean Morgan brings an infectious charisma to Negan. His delivery, mannerisms, and ability to balance menace with humor make him unforgettable. David Morrissey delivers a chilling performance as the Governor, embodying quiet menace and explosive rage with equal skill. Both actors excel, but Morgan's charisma and larger-than-life portrayal make Negan more captivating. Negan's peak is the infamous lineup scene where he asserts his dominance in one of the most shocking moments in the series. The Governor's peak is his assault on the prison, a calculated and devastating move that cements his ruthlessness. Negan's peak leaves a more lasting impression due to its emotional and narrative weight. Negan's journey from tyrant to a man seeking redemption is one of the most compelling arcs in the series. His character evolves significantly over time. The Governor's arc is more straightforward, culminating in his inevitable downfall. Negan's development is richer and more layered. Both characters act as foils to Rick Grimes, showing what he could become under different circumstances. Negan represents a pragmatic dictator, while the Governor symbolizes the dangers of unchecked personal obsession. Negan's charm, humor, and redemption arc make him a fan favorite, even among those who hated him initially. While terrifying and well-written, the Governor lacks the same level of relatability and long-term impact. Negan emerges as the superior villain with mid-diff. His charisma, complexity, and lasting impact on the series outshine the Governor's tragic but more contained arc. However, both characters redefine villainy in The Walking Dead, and imagining them in a face-off leaves room for endless debate. Two men who broke the apocalypse in their own ways. The Governor's madness and Negan's swagger left scars on the world of The Walking Dead. But when it comes to iconic villains, Negan walks away with Lucille in hand. Still, what if these two ever met? Who would survive? Let me know your take below.